When people talk about communism versus capitalism, usually one side says something like,
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
and then the other side is like,
Look, we know this is a serious topic that affects pretty much the whole world, one way or the other, which is why we decided to treat it with the respect it deserves by making a comedy video about it and putting it on the internet.
both of these systems seek to ensure harmony in people and economy.
Both these systems have been mentioned as the reason for the coming downfall of modern society.
Most debates circle around deciding which one of these systems is better.
I'm James Heskey.
I'm Darryl Charles, and we're here to figure out which one is worse. The real reason we're able to have this debate is that we got really good at growing our food about 300 years ago. Back then, the only jobs were farmer and horse.
Now that we can grow our food for practically nothing thanks to advances in technology and our willingness to turn a blind eye to slave labor, we have to worry about what we do with the rest of our time and money.
17th century economist Dudley North,
My pants are killing me.
no, the other one, said, the main spur to trade, or rather to industry and ingenuity, is the exorbitant appetite of men, which they will take pain to satisfy. So essentially, the argument for capitalism is, we're all dead inside and nothing will fix it, so let me see if buying this boat helps.
The idea that the thirst for boats makes more boat sellers, and then they compete with perks and pricing that are beneficial to boat buyers, hence an economy that can thrive.
But I can't afford a boat.
It applies to more than just boats. It's also yachts or vacation homes.
But I rent a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 families.
Well, you should have told your grandparents to work harder.
Well, that was Karl Marx's point. He believed that the means of production, the boat-making factories, should be owned by the state to help prevent the kind of economic disparity we see today. So you could still own a boat, but only because we would all own the boat.
All right, but can I have the boat this weekend? I'm trying to impress this chick. You can have it the next 2 weekends.
That's not how communism works.
Oh, so it's more like Zipcar for yachts.
No.
Uber for catamarans?
I don't even know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong.
Communism attempts to prevent individuals from accumulating wealth that can be passed on from generation to generation. Instead, it gives power to the workers, which is a cool idea until you look around at your coworkers and realize that's who would be in charge.
Essentially, the main idea behind communism is that the goals of the collective are more important than the goals of the individual, while the main idea behind capitalism is that the goals of the individual should be used to achieve the goals of the collective.
But they both agree that whoever is in power should get to do whatever they want to stay in power because fuck you, that's why.
That's how power works. If you're still Facebook friends with some Bernie supporters, you probably already know that America isn't, strictly speaking, a true free market capitalist nation. We subsidize companies that ruin the sea, companies that ruin the land, and the people who took a gigantic shit all over the economy in 2008.
Actually, that makes us even more of a free market.
What?
Well, the free market let those people make the most money, and then they use that to buy politicians to make even more money. Sounds like the system works to me.
You don't actually
The
believe...
system works! The main downfall of Soviet communism came with Glasnost, an imperative by Gorbachev to stop the regime's knack for violently and silently quelching all political opposition. The conversation essentially went like this.
Share.
No one's doing very well, so there's nothing to share.
Fine, share, but let's open the floor to some other opinions.
I have an opinion.
Okay.
How about we stop sharing?
Any opinion but that one.
Can I share my feelings?
Sure.
Go fuck yourself. One of the first acts of many communist regimes was to limit and censor all the entertainment and media in the country, because nothing says togetherness like a forced night away from the TV. Thanks, good housekeeping.
For example, Romania went from 20 hours of TV a day on 3 different channels to 2 hours of state-sponsored propaganda on 1 channel.
Yep, from the aptly named Department of Agitation and Propaganda.
In capitalism, we don't have that. Our entertainment operates as a free market.
You can say anything you want on TV, so long as you have an agent who has a good relationship with the people who do the programming at one of these 6 companies.
And they will only put you on their network if one of these 10 companies thinks that your program will help them sell one of their products. So you see, the system works. Capitalism falls way short on its big promise of class mobility. Sure, there are a handful of examples of people getting out of poverty to become rich, but only to give people in Fox News comment threads something to post.
Whatever, you come to my country, you take my money, you don't even have the grace to learn how to speak my language.
It's not a trend or anything.
Hey, poor people get rich all the time.
Here it comes.
I mean, look at Dwayne Wade or Shaquille O'Neal.
Can you name someone who isn't an amazing athlete?
Larry the Cable Guy?
Thanks for proving my point, Heskey.
The system works!
Shut the fuck up, Heskey.
And on top of that, it's not like there's even an opportunity to move up over the course of generations. The gap between the rich and poor continues to widen and doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
But does it get any worse than that? Yes. With communism, class mobility is literally against the rules. There should be no classes. Therefore, there's no need to be mobile.
Well, there is one way to move between the classes, a violent revolution that allows your friends to join the oligarchy.
Oh, and then that helps the people.
Of course not. Meet the new boss. Same as the old boss. Regardless of the mechanism, the real problem is the people. In capitalism, when people obtain wealth or power, they tend to hoard it and are even viewed as more virtuous. In communism, when people gain wealth or power, they tend to hoard it and are even viewed as more virtuous.
It's almost like people are shitty to each other.
All right, so what's the alternative? You want the pod people from Invasion of the Body Snatchers to win?
You mean the species that eliminates war and pretty much lives in a perfect harmony? Yeah.
That's crazy. Their whole idea is to lose individuality and selfishness and work together as one to build a great society. Oh my God, that does sound good.
So until the pod people come, we only have ourselves to blame for the failures of both systems. Communism is supposed to get rid of the classes, but in every single instance, people create their own hierarchy so they can seize and then abuse power.
And in capitalism, those with means are supposed to use the excesses to build schools, hospitals, and a better society rather than find a way to use it to just make more money.
I guess it doesn't matter what kind of economic system we set up. We just have a hard time accepting that death is inevitable and that no amount of houses in the Hamptons, sports franchises, or Instagram accounts can change that.
Yeah, but internet videos are totally different, right? So, we can unequivocally say that in the battle of capitalism versus communism, human beings is worse.
That is neither one of the choices nor correct grammar.
What? Well, I guess in the interest of the CIA not extra tapping my phone, communism is worse.
Thanks for watching. Tell us what you think is worse in the comments. Suggest other things. I don't know. Use the internet.
And also, thanks to laughcast.com. We are now on their app, so go check out the app at the Google Play Store and at the iTunes Store and wherever apps are sold in your neighborhood. Laughcast.com. You should go to it.